Well, firstly, Lee, you've had a few more days, and obviously a bit whirlwind.
Yeah.
Taking over.
Yeah.
What have you been able to do between Tuesday and today before the boys get on the bus to go up to Derby?
I think preparation-wise we'll be a lot better prepared, obviously, than we were on Tuesday tactically. Obviously, the set-up, the organisation. I would imagine it'll be a lot better than it was. Obviously, with such short notice last time, didn't give myself, Paul, or the rest of the coaches a lot of thinking time, because obviously we didn't see the change coming. That's probably why I was a little bit taken back after the game, because it's not something that I was probably prepared for.
I mean, you were thrust into the spotlight after the game, and obviously were asked questions in regards to your role, where your role is. To which you answered that you didn't see this as a long-term prospect. Where do you stand on that now?
No, I think it's the most important thing for me is that the club pick up and the place that we're working is a better atmosphere in terms of all the departments are functioning in the right place. I was weary about the fact when I was talking about it after the game that someone's lost their job, and I didn't want to be the one that was sat there celebrating that fact, because I've been in the position myself. It's not a good position to be in. So as an employee of the club, I've got the responsibility to make sure that if when I was asked to do it, that I was never ever going to say no, because at the end of the day I want the club to do well, and I want what's best for the club. So I think it was more the fact that I was surprised by the situation, and I didn't want to be seen to be celebrating someone else's misfortune.
So is your status slightly different? I mean, longer term going forward, I mean, you've been appointed effectively for this season to see how you've been given objectives now with which to achieve. Does your status, will you review in your head, you and Paul, will you review where you are later on in the year?
Yeah, pretty much so. I think we're game to game in terms of our preparation, because we're new to the job, and I think if we try and look too far ahead, we'll lose sight of the important things. The important things is making sure, like I say, we've got a lot of people at the club, a lot of knowledge. It's making sure that the people that we've got are utilised, and everything's working in the same, pushing in the same direction. And it's only been 4 or 5 days, but I'm hopefully trying to do that. And
do you think that you may grow into the managerial role?
I love it. I love the coaching. I love being on the pitch with the lads. That's where I'm most comfortable. There's a real good atmosphere within the boys. I mean, we've not put a lot of physical work into them. A lot of it's been a lot of tactical stuff and things like that. But now I've enjoyed. I didn't enjoy the game, obviously, because never enjoy losing. And I thought for an hour that we coped well with what we were trying to do, and then we just went a little bit away from what was working for us, and that was a disappointing thing. So, but no, it's something that's I am enjoying it. Especially the last couple of days with the coaching.
You've seen a lot of change, because obviously you were here before the changes that were made. You were working obviously with the development squad with the under-21s, so you were here with Wolves beforehand and David. Then you saw a new set of coaches coming in, and you've almost been that sort of link between what was before and where you are now. I don't know what your view of that is, but with the players, how have you? I mean, you've had plenty of experience as a player and as a coach. How have you managed this week, because there's been another change? How difficult is that to manage with players?
I think you'd probably be surprised how resilient and selfish players are. As long as they're all right, as long as they're playing, they're more than happy to just carry on. Obviously, everyone understands football, the way it works, and like I say, it can be a cruel game at times. But we're all aware of the situation, and like I say, as soon as the players are on the pitch, they're just getting on with it, which is good to see.
Game against Derby, where you started your professional career, so that's quite special. You want a better result than against one of your other former sides that you met on Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's I've seen quite a lot of Derby now this week. Obviously, they're a good team, got a good coach, well organised. Obviously, there's a different bit of a different style that they play now compared to the way Steve McLaren had them set up. So, but I'm looking forward to the game. Looking forward to going back to Derby at Pride Park, or whatever it's called now, the iPro. So I'm looking forward to it.
You should get a good welcome.
Sure, I hope so. I don't think Paul will, but I think I will.
No. Keep him in the the background.
Yeah.
In regards to that, just in regards to then the team, you've had a bit of time to do a little bit of extra work. Are you a little bit more settled in your mind as to how the game plan, how the shape will go for Brentford against Derby?
Yeah, I mean it's you know, we've done 2 sessions now, revolving around the way we want to play, the style that we want to play, what to do in possession, out of possession, and obviously, you know, as soon as they go over the line, it's important that they make the right decisions. You know, it's giving the players that that ownership and that responsibility to, you know, and the trust in them that they can do it. They're good players. You know, we've said this before. You know, I've got a lot of belief in them there. You know, I've seen them play a lot of good stuff, especially last season and at times this season. So it's giving them that responsibility back to going forward. And
with the structure that exists within the club, the coaching structure, and you know, a lot's been talked about, but this is the modern way with lots of input.
Yeah.
How much of the way that the team will be moving forward under you is your decision? How much of it is influenced, or not influenced, but aided by the information you're provided with?
Well, I'd say the majority is the head coach's decisions in terms of team selection, team style of play, the way we coach. It's more or less it, but the main bit of the role is making sure that all of the departments are utilised to their maximum, because, like I say, there's a lot of specialists with a lot of experience with thousands of games between them. So it's important that their knowledge is used to the maximum. And
so therefore, being a head coach now is not about turning up and overseeing a five-a-sides on a Friday. It's about being an analyst yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, it is to a certain extent, but I don't think you can go away from the fact that it's football. You know, we can make it as complicated as we want, but it's about 11 players pushing in the same direction to get a result. So I think it's important that the harmony that we've got on the pitch is reflected off the pitch, and that's what we're trying to work on.
Will the fans see a few tweaks? Will they see more of a Lee Carsley type team tomorrow?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Like I say, it's been 4 days. I thought we had a reaction on Tuesday, and the players have had a lot to deal with in a short space of time. You know, we've got so much enthusiasm between us. You know, it's important that we don't overload the players with information, because you know, you want them to do so well, but you're wary of the fact of pushing too much down their throat.
Okay.
Lee, there's been a lot of criticism of Moneyball failing this week. It's Brentford and the Moneyball team, but in fact there's 2 teams very closely replicating you, one in the Championship, one in the Premier League. Do you think Brentford have been too cruelly tasked with this Moneyball turn?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's an easy comment just to throw away without actually understanding what we're trying to do. You know, it's like I say, it's a nice headline, but it's not a reflection on what's going on behind the scenes. It's very much still about the players, still about the individuals, the personalities, and finding the right balance within the team. And that's something that a stat can't tell you. You know, there's a lot more to it than's been made out.
One stat that is very impressive is the accumulated financial reward of the signing of Andre Gray to Brentford, but it's a huge loss for the team, and you've got players coming in and having to adapt to this Championship. It's a team that needs time, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. I think you know, you see teams in the Premier League that spend millions on players that need 3 and 4 months, especially foreign players, to settle in. You know, we've got to be patient with our players as well. It's very rare that you go to a new club, especially for a different country, a different language, different style of play, different culture. You know, the fact that you're bringing your family over as well, just to hit the ground running is a lot to ask. But you know, we've got a lot of faith in the players that we've signed, and I'm sure they'll do well.
Bringing in players that do very well statistically quite often means that they're technical players, more prone to injuries. There are a lot of strength training and conditioning that has to be done for players coming from the European leagues which is arguably one of the toughest leagues in world football.
I think that's something that we obviously take into consideration. We've got a fantastic sports science department and medical department that is making sure that we've got the players available as much as they can in training to get the minutes and the timings into throughout the week, obviously building up to a Saturday. So, but the intensity is something that I think shocks a lot of the foreign players, and it's something that obviously they comment on when they come to the club.
They do that in the Premier League too. It does mean you've got a bit of an injury list that make Arsene Wenger feel a little bit better. Yeah. What's the moment of the present situation? How many players are you without? Who have you got?
Well, it's not changed from Tuesday. We've still got 3 or 4 long-term injuries and 2 or 3 that are nursing short-term injuries. Obviously, the international break will I'll potentially give 3 or 4 of the players chance to play in the development squad games and get some match minutes. So the squad is starting to look a little bit more fuller and thicker, and it's important that the players that are returning into the squad and the training are up to the speed of what we're looking for now.
Key performance indicators, KPIs, how much of a focus are they in your day-to-day working regime?
No, that don't really take a lot of notice in them at the moment, to be honest. I think the most important thing in the minute is at the moment is getting the players playing with a little bit of energy and a little bit of enthusiasm and just getting them enjoying it. I think it's, you know, we can once we've got the basics right, I think we can start tweaking it and start looking more outside of the pitch to finding them extra 2%.
So the suggestion that it's something that Brentford focus on more than winning, more than goals is ludicrous?
No, definitely not. No, I think the most important thing is that we get a result on Saturday, and then it'll be the same for the next game. I think, like I say, we've been an easy target at times, and I think that's because we're happy enough just to get on with it behind the scenes.
In terms of team talks and half-time analysis, does that come into it? The stats brought in at your half-time?
No, it's available. It's available to me, but I think, like I say, it's more the half-time tea talk is mainly based around about the tactics rather than the stats. It's you know, how can you help the team? How much influence does the manager and the coaches have at half-time? So it's important that it's maybe 2 or 3 bullet points that maybe are going to help the players and trying to keep it as positive as you can.
It's all about marrying the statistics as much as you can with.
Yeah, I think the statistics are good to use after the game for reflection on. You know, obviously you're watching the game and you're watching with a bit of emotion, and it's easier obviously when you're in the stand and you're a little bit more detached from it. But it's making sure that you're getting the best of both worlds and marrying them together.
Changed a lot from the information a player gets from your playing days to what they're given now.
Yeah.
How much has it changed, do you think?
Well, I've only been finished playing 5 years, so I still used to get quite a lot of information thrown at us. Obviously the GPS was influential, the Opta, the passing. It's more getting what you're looking for as a coach, because we get that much information, and it's making sure that we've got a very good analyst department here, so it's important that the information that they're giving us is relevant to the team and it's actually helping the players, because it's no use the stats helping me. I need to be able to put it onto the players and make sure it's benefiting them, so it's, like I say, it's making sure we get the right blend.
Are there some players that actually find though figures more helpful than actually tactics, or?
Well, sometimes it depends. I think sometimes you can, you know, you've thought that you've say you might have thought that you've had a lot of times to pass forward, and you actually watch your individual clips back, and you've actually said that you've refused a lot of chances to pass it forward, and maybe you see different areas of the pitch where you can notice different passing patterns.